Welcome back to the Big Three podcast. I'm your host Adarsh, and we've got some amazing topics lined up today. But before we get into them, a quick word from today's sponsor, Fish Audio. If you're a podcaster, voiceover artist, or content creator looking for hyper realistic AI generated voices, you need to check out Fish Audio. Fish Audio is among the top rated voice generators in 13 languages, offering fast, high quality voiceovers at unbeatable prices. Whether you need multilingual voice cloning or real time speech to speech conversion, Fish Audio has you covered. Best of all, it's open source friendly and super affordable. Head over to fish.audio to start creating with AI powered voices today. Get a free trial and see why it's the best in the market. All right, let's get into today's episode. So, the second week of the IPL has been over. Third week of the IPL has been over, somewhat third or fourth, whichever way you want to look at it. And today we're going to talk about the uh, important games, kind of. Not, I don't think we're going to be able to cover all of the games because last week we did an episode with a guest on politicization of Indian cricket, and then with Jared we did one on Virat Kohli's technique. So we didn't necessarily cover most games, but we're going to try to cover all important games that have happened or games of note. Okay, so you have, I think we did it till April 4th. So we're gonna start off with, yeah, I think we should start off with Rajasthan Royals versus Punjab Kings. That's a very good place to start off from. So in this game, like, just kind of went against the script in my opinion, because you had um, Jaiswal scored 67 of 45 and Samson scored 38 of 26. But going by how the Punjab lineup is faring in this competition, it kind of went against the grain, honestly, because you'd expect Punjab to chase down 206 quite comfortably, in my opinion, but they failed to do that. So, yeah, something to look into for them. And in the overall game, I think was this the game where Lockie Ferguson got injured? No, okay, yeah, not much to look into other than that. I think Jofra's back in form, so that's a great thing for them. Then we've got Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Gujarat Titans. Again, like, RCB fans will be seriously ruining how they've let go of Siraj. I certainly am, so I don't know about other fans. And with them, I think the main problem, and like I've talked about this enough again, but the problem is the fact that they've kind of, if we look at the highlights of them playing in 2024, it was not necessarily them tonking or trying to tonk every single ball for a six or four. It was kind of like a balance where even though they were getting to scores like 270, 280, 287, it wasn't necessarily with an intent to go out and immediately score 400. But I think in this competition, they've kind of bought into their hype, and I'm all for it. Honestly, there was this poll that was going on Twitter, and I would rather a team play like how the Sunrisers are doing right now than CSK. Come on, like, who wants to watch 150 scores every day of the week in 2025? Big 2025. Come on, big and beautiful 2025, like Trump would say. With Gujarat, yeah, it they're going well, and I think they're going to be in serious contention for the title this time around. Then you've got, after this game, you've got RCB versus Mumbai Indians. Now, this was quite an interesting game. I have a lot to talk about this one because, um, for starting off, I think Salt not coming off, or at least he hit a boundary, but after that he got bowled, and RCB still being able to make a competitive or a match-winning score was something, in my opinion, because you would expect kind of this lineup to not necessarily be maximized, and I think they weren't. I would still say that 250 should have been a kind of a match winning score, but kudos to them. Kohli scored 67 of 42. Yeah, he still kind of slowed down, didn't he? He scored what, 50 of 29 balls, and then after that kind of slowed down a bit, but that's fine. He's kind of taking charge of the team and playing in a more, he's playing quicker than he used to, but he's still trying to play through the innings, if people understand what I'm trying to say. And then you've got Patikal, who's kind of nailed on his role. Rajat Patidar, again, a superstar. I mean, it feels quite good to have people like Patikal, Patidar, and Jitesh Sharma, because you've got people, Indian players who are Indian batters who are contributing to the side apart from Kohli. So that is a huge positive for RCB and sets them up well in this competition. And Bumrah, I mean, in a game where everyone, I think, apart from him, everyone is going above tens. Most are going above 11s as well. So he's just unreal. Coming back from injury, absolutely no respite. With Rohit in the Mumbai Indians batting things, I mean, they just have to at one point realize what's the benefit to having him in the side. I understand the commercial side of it, but for a side like the Mumbai Indians, who value excellent at such a high level, to constantly tolerate what has been a series of mediocre performances from Rohit Sharma. I mean, it was understandable keeping him in the side when he was the captain, because he has been a brilliant captain, arguably the best captain in the IPL with MS Dhoni, tied with MS Dhoni. But when he's not your captain, I don't see how he gets into your side. There is absolutely no reason for him to be playing in the side, because, and a lot of people speak about this, he's massively talented. And if Rohit Sharma's form realizes in the IPL, he's going to be worth 21 crore, 25 crore, whatever you want to give it to him. But let's be honest here, he's 38, 39, whatever. He's been a poor IPL player for the last 10 years, and does not show any signs of improving. So don't know what they can do anymore. Rickleton, again, I just think he's had a hard time adapting to the rigors of the IPL. Bill Jacks, okay, I mean, Bill Jacks and Surya Kumar Yadav kind of killed the game in there. I genuinely thought that those were two innings where if they both of them got out for zero, then maybe Mumbai would have won. So yeah, I think that's kind of I didn't don't really understand this approach, and we're going to come on to this in the last game, Rajasthan versus RCB, where when you've got people like Tilak Verma, Hardik Pandya, Naman Dhir, and Mitchell Santner, proper ball strikers who can clear any rope in the world at any time, why are you going to score at 107 and 122? That's when you're chasing 221. Does not make any kind of sense to me. Regardless, then you've got Tilak Verma, who came in and played fantastically well, and Hardik Pandya. I mean, that innings was something, right? Just unbelievable. I was sitting there and thinking, what is this guy doing? I thought he went mad at that moment. He came in, started smacking sixes out of nowhere. Yep. He is like, if this form of Hardik Pandya sustains, then we're going to see a new peak from him. And I think he should do that, because a fully realized Hardik Pandya is the Jack Callis of white ball cricket. I'm not saying that lightly. Okay, so you've got Lucknow Super Giants versus Kolkata Knight Riders. I don't necessarily think like need to talk about that. You've got Punjab Kings versus Chennai Super Kings. Yes, I want to talk about this game. So Priyansh Arya, 103 of 42. I saw that innings. I think that the depth in Indian batting talent right now is astounding, and that's why I think Virat Kohli's decision to and Rohit's decision to retire from T20I cricket was a very good one, because you just see the amount of people who can score at 245, 250, 220 every single game, day in day out, score 50s, 60s, and you're not getting pitches which require ultra technical batting. You just need someone who can just hit sixes basically. And I think he's another one of those players, although I wouldn't like to club him like that. He's 21, 20, whatever, and he looks like a phenomenal prospect. Just best wishes to him. And then after scoring 219 with Chennai, um, this game kind of MS played well, but again Devon Conway's knock felt like one of those lingering on knocks where you're not necessarily doing anything, but you still want to be out there because that is what the status quo is, and we're just going to resign to it because that's what cricket does. MS Dhoni scoring 27 of 12. I mean, I don't think that he's as bad as people are making him out to be at this point, but I think that the previous game, I think it was with him batting with Vijay Shankar, that was like proper torture watching that innings, because I don't realize what he was trying to do. Chennai really needs to do something now. Then you've got Gujarat Titans versus Rajasthan Royals. Don't think, yeah, Sai Sudarshan played really well in that game, I guess. Then we're going to talk about the RCB versus DC game. Okay, so Phil Salt again, like proper performer, performs every single game. Kohli again, like I think scoring at 157, he's changed his game, and like we have to appreciate the man here. He's changing his game at the age of 36. That is not a small feat in any way. Then you've got Livingston, who I feel like he's one fourth a bowler and 116th a batter, or the opposite way. Sorry, he's one fourth a batter and 1/8 the bowler. Just doesn't do not know why he gets into this side, but it's fine. I mean, who knows? He could do a Shane Watson for us in the final. And then you've got Rajat Patidar, who had a rare failure. I think Tim David's role here is severely underestimated, because Tim David is doing something for the RCB which basically they've lacked. Apart from Dinesh Karthik, they've never had this kind of a cohesive batting lineup, in my opinion. You've got Phil Salt coming in, who's going to smack the ball. Kohli, who's not going to go slow. He's going to go at 160, 170, 150, that range, and he's going to be playing throughout the innings. So he's kind of a safety cover for you. You've got Particle, who can come in and smack the ball against left arm spinners. Rajat Patidar, who's going to take down any kind of spin bowling and is good against pace bowling. Livingston, who's there for pace bowling, and he may come off someday. Jitesh Sharma, who's doing a very good job batting against spin. And then you've got Tim David, who's doing, again, a fantastic job finishing out innings and scoring crucial knocks. And then Krunal Pandya obviously acts as a kind of a floater who can obviously come in handy when necessary, like for MI when he won them the game in 2017, the final. Then you've got Chennai Super Kings versus Kolkata Knight Riders. I mean, yeah, I want to discuss this game. Let's check this out. So it just feels like Chennai have had a proper capitulation, because apart from Dubey, no one really got going. Dhoni again coming in at number 9, and just Ruturaj Gaikwad not being able to play for the tournament is it kind of sets down CSK even more. It feels kind of rough for MS and the entire side, because I think they're still in denial of the fact that they need to rebuild. And again, like KKR, it looks like they're on a roll. They really look like they're on a roll. They won this game quite comfortably in 10 overs, with 9.5 overs to spare. Okay, so after that, you've got Gujarat Titans versus Lucknow Super Giants. Again, I don't think that game needs to be discussed too much. I want to talk about the Punjab Kings versus Sunrisers Hyderabad game. Um, just a second while I load it up. Yeah. So there are a lot of things to get onto in this game, but first of all, again, Priyan Sharia, really good innings. Simran Singh, I think, coming off is a really important thing for Punjab Kings, because he'd been a vital cog in their wheel till last year. Shreyas Iyer, again, like showing what he's capable of. I think in the IPL, he's not really ever lived up to whatever his billing was. Right now, he is. And apart from that, Soin is scoring 34 of 11. But again, like this is why I want the Sunrisers Hyderabad to keep playing how they're playing, because it is honestly so much more entertaining than watching a diluted down version of it. And if they're a little bit smarter, which they were, I think in this game, they didn't go out smacking hammer and tongs, which kind of feels like ridiculous when seeing they chased 250 odd in 18 and a half overs. But even in this innings, they were a bit more restrained at the start of the innings rather than trying to hike every ball over the boundary for 6 or 4. Travis Head playing a support role, which does not happen often, let's be honest. And then, yeah, them chasing down 247 in 18.3 overs. It's just ridiculous. I mean, modern cricket has evolved way beyond what it was, say, 10 years, 5 years ago, even. I'd say, even 2023. Okay, so the Rajasthan Royals versus RCB. Again, like this game kind of is what you'd be looking at when saying that teams are not necessarily maximizing what they should be doing, and they're kind of lagging off, slacking off, because as much as Jaiswal's innings of 75 or 47 looks like a good one when seeing it without any kind of context, but when you actually go through his innings, and same with Samson, they misassessed the pitch. Quite clearly, they misassessed the pitch because it was, I would say, par would be around 210. But um, he definitely kind of went a little. You have only 4 wickets which have gone, and you've got 6 batters to come out. I think that is an underutilization of resources, and that is not the way to play a T20 international. You cannot end up on a middling score like 173 and have underutilized resources. Just not does not cut it. RCB's bowling, like, look, it looks solid right now. I think they look well set up again. Phil Salt breaking the back of the run chase essentially, and then Virat Kohli playing a consolidating role and doing a good job at it. Particle again, like, showing to us why we were wrong and why I was wrong because I was slagging him off. And again, like the Mumbai Indians beating Delhi Capitals. Uh, it is quite ironic in the fact that the Mumbai Indians are actually the only team in the season to get defeated by Chennai, who are the worst team arguably, and defeat Delhi Capitals, who are the best team. So does not make sense. Rohit again having a failure as usual, and then Ryan Shackleton, I think, kind of got going but didn't explode as he should have. Sky looks in good order. Tilak Verma looks in good order, and Naman Dheer again took them to a competitive score. But Karun Nair, well, what can we speak of him? I mean, I remember seeing him before. Um, I think in 2016, was it in 2016 or 2017 versus Australia, and he, I saw his triple hundred, but after that, people are saying right now that he didn't get enough chances, but he did, and he kind of fell off after that, fell off massively, like Zach Crawley maybe, just that Karun Nair's friend dad isn't friends with Jay Shah, so he unfortunately didn't have the same kind of luck. Um, and yeah, it just feels nice to see him performing here because he scored 89 or 40, and great for him overall. Then a hat trick of runouts. I mean, when is the last time we've seen a hat trick of runouts? It's just ridiculous, isn't it? The IPL kind of throws everything at you. Now I want to look at the points table and the games ahead. Let's just do that. Um, Today you've got Lucknow Super Giants versus Chennai Super Kings. Like, Chennai have to get their game up at this point, and I want Chennai to back young players, because at this point, what's the point of playing a Conway? What's the point of just playing him without any kind of reason when he's 32? He's not a game changing kind of player. He's just doing a job. So just play someone like Andre Siddharth or Sheikh Rashid. See how they go. Punjab versus Kolkata, again a very crucial game, I think, because Punjab might want to be wary of not letting their wheels fall off this early again. And then you got Mumbai Indians versus Sunrisers Hyderabad, which will be interesting because you want to see how Mumbai are going to fare. But this uh, win against Delhi just a fluke, or are they actually going to come back to winning waves? And then RCB versus Punjab, the game I'm most interested in. The RCB playing at their nemesis in their home ground, and against Punjab, who are basically at the same level as them. So it'll be quite interesting to see how they fare. Looking at the points table right now, Gujarat are at the top, and then you've got Delhi and RCB. I think that's a fair reflection of where the teams are at right now. Although I'd say, and Lucknow at 4. I'd say Delhi should be at the top of the table, but regardless, and you've got Chennai at the bottom, although I expect Sunrisers to come out into the top 5 sooner rather than later. Rajasthan, again, they just don't look like they're doing well enough. In that game against RCB as well, I think just the definition of roles isn't clear, in my opinion, for them. Punjab, again, I think they're going to get back onto winning ways soon enough. Hopefully not against RCB, but who knows. KKR kind of looks like a middling side, and with Lucknow, I think it's just the fact that they're just too dependent on one side of the ball, and if they're able to overcome that, or maybe who knows, they could just go on a roll like Sunrisers last year. That is it for this episode of the podcast, and I'd again like to thank Fish Audio for sponsoring this episode. They're our first sponsors, and cheers, guys! Thank you for investing in us, and we'll see you next week, hopefully with another person. Because right now, I thought we had too many games to be able to cover with another person on here. Till then, we'll see you again. Cheers.